Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Stamping A to Z. The what is it and how to everything stamping up and then some. Oh, I forgot to do my mouth exercises. Get it warmed up. I'm Linda. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have been with Stampin' Up! For 15 years now. I haven't always done it as a business, but have always loved their products and loved playing with it. So I am loving these lives. I love sharing projects and coming up with projects to share with you guys and to show you how to use your products in different ways. So today we're going to be looking at some backgrounds with playing with the refill inks. But first, I want to mention once again that we do, oh, it's so bright. We have a special on in May. It goes till the end of May. If you join my team, there's a super uber deal. Normally it's $135 and you get to choose $165 worth of product. This is in Canada. If you live in Alberta, there's no tax. If you live in other provinces, there's a bit of tax on top of that, but no shipping. So it's $135 and you get the $165, and then for this month you get all the wonderful new in colors. So you get paper, you get stamp pads, you get designer series paper, and you get some grid paper that looks like this. I'm going to be using it today. It's really pretty. So anyways, it's another like over $90 worth of free product so that you would get if you join this month. So if you have questions on that, you can always message me. You can go into my store, which you will see. It's lindagibbs.stampinup.net. And you can just hit join and it's really simple. But yeah, if you have any questions, for sure, message me. Also, next month's Paper Pumpkin. It is a cute, it looks like kind of farmer's market-y produce kind of stuff. It says 9 cards, 9 envelopes. And it comes with a mini canvas bag, which will be cool for gifting. So if you want to gift all your cards that you make, or if you just want to put it all in a bag, that's cool. So again, you can go onto the store to, you can pre-purchase your Paper Pumpkins, but if you want to subscribe, you go onto the Paper Pumpkin website. I will post the link in the comments. But I believe if you go on the store, if you can't find it, message me and I'll send you a link. Okay, let's get turned around. Hi, Linda. Glad you're watching on the road. Hopefully it doesn't cut in and out. I'm going to turn you around and we're going to get started and have some fun. Don't mind my messy hands. I have been playing with this Inky backgrounds and I'm going to warn you, it's messy, but it's fun. So let's turn you around here. Oh, and I should make sure that my volume was way down. Hopefully you could hear me. Otherwise, my spiel was for nothing. Okay, let's make sure I always go off the camera. Maybe, yeah, that should be good. Okay. So what we're going to begin with is we are going to begin with our re-inkers that are used to re-ink our stamp pads, but you can use them for all sorts of things. So far I've used them many different ways. Today is yet another way, and I have to say thank you to Yolande for sending me a video. She's like, oh, maybe you can use this as inspiration. So I did take the video she sent me and I turned it into this today. So we're gonna have some fun. I'm going to put a piece of paper down. So here's the host code for the month, my store, but it's getting covered up. I just need some paper and I'm going to use a block as my wet background, I guess. You could use a piece of plastic, silicone, whatever. Even if you have a Stamparatus lid, something just to use. You just need to be able to wipe it up as you go. So I have baby wipes handy. Not only do I have my ink refills, but I also have alcohol in a old medicine bottle. with a dropper. You can use a spritzer. It will get a little messier with the spritzer, especially if it has a strong spray. It tends to spray it around a little more. I did find, I wanted to add some gold. So I have this alcohol ink rich gold. I'd gotten it at a craft store, or it was an art store, but I'm going to try using it with these as well. So they no longer are in the catalog, but these were around for years in the Stampin' Up! Catalogs. So if you have some in your stash of crafting products, you can use those to mix it into, like, we want to add some glimmer, not just the ink. And then I found these glitter containers. These were Stampin' Up! I have probably 6 of them, or maybe 8 of them. I think you were just supposed to stick them to glue, but they're super messy glitter. I did try them in, mixing them in with this and the alcohol. However, it does stick, but it's still, a lot of it comes off, and every time you rub it with your hands, it will come off. So warning, if you don't want a super messy project, you might not want to use the glitter because it won't stick. Whereas these ones just become part of your background. So it's probably safer to add something shiny that's liquidy, that's going to just mix in with your colors. And that way you don't have to worry about it coming off your, oh good, the volume was good. All right, so I've got, all I have is I cut up some pieces of basic white. It's just regular cardstock, not the thick, not, it's not watercolor paper, because we're using alcohol. So it just soaks it up. It does take a little bit for it to dry before you can really work with it, but it doesn't like warp the paper, and it really works well. So we're gonna start with, so I have rich razzleberry, mint macaron, and soft succulent. And if you're ever wondering how to choose colors, I kind of cheat. So if you take advantage and you join my team, you get access to these, oh, this is an old color, but I have all my colors and the cardstocks cut out, and then they have some color combos suggested for each of the colors. So sometimes when I'm stuck, I look at those, but not just at those, because if you go, okay, well, I want evening evergreen and petal pink, but I don't want this Cajun craze, what else would go with it? So then you could look up petal pink and go, oops, what do I want there? And then, so then they would have different colors. And then if you wanted to know if it also goes with the evergreen, like say you wanted to put in Blackberry Bliss or something, you could take those colors and then you would flip to Blackberry Bliss and try and get it over. So then you could see how those colors go together. And that way you're not pulling out all your cardstock out of your stash trying to figure out what goes with what. I just find that a bit easier. That's just a side tip. Okay, so let's have some fun. So we've got our block. I'm just going to shake up these re-inkers, and I want it to be probably majority purple. So I'm just going to put some dots down. And then this is the darker green, so I'll put less, I'll only put 3 dots of that. And then this is the lighter mint. Maybe I want another purple just because I've got quite a bit of green in here. And you can always add as you go too. Now I would suggest either pouring your alcohol on, or I find the dropper works well because you can kind of get it moving the harder you dropper, or you can just kind of, so first I'm just gonna go on my dots, and oopsie, I hope I didn't put it in the, I picked up some of the, oh, I totally put it in my alcohol. Okay, never done that before. It's a first for everything. So I must have put it so low I picked up the color. I have my camera too low. I need to raise it up because I'm like avoiding the camera. And then you kind of want to fill in the spaces where there's nothing just so it can move. Now, I suggest you kind of leave it, like you can see it's bleeding. If you want to try, don't go off the edge. You can try and move it a little, but I would let it do its natural thing. Now, if you want to see what the gold does, then you can just add, pretty cool, right? And then you've got these kind of splotches of gold. And then all you're going to do is drop your paper down and pick up all that ink. And then if you've got spots where you don't have any ink, you can just put it back down. So now I've pretty much lost all my green, but that's okay. When you're making backgrounds, just make a whole bunch and have fun with it. So that's kind of cool. So I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna take a dry tissue first just to kind of sop up this mess here. Oh, I should have used another. So normally, and I just didn't cut enough pieces of scrap, I would just have a whole bunch of white paper ready, and then you could sop up the rest of the ink with another piece of paper, because you'll see. I'm gonna show you 3 different ways to use your backgrounds once we're done. So that's the first color combo. Next up, we're gonna use Tahitian Tide, which is one of the new in colors, Balmy Blue and Granny Apple Green. So we're going for more of a, I think I had ocean in my head when I picked these ones. Let's move this one out of the way. Okay, and again, so this is dark, so I'm just gonna the lighter blue. Put it so close to the edge this time. I should have had a bigger surface, and it's not running off the block, but I just have to keep it more, so now hopefully I'm not going to turn this all, because I don't know if you can see, it is a bit purpley, so I'm going to have a funny hued paper, but that's okay. Okay, so then I'm going to take some of this, let's take the champagne mist. I don't really have anything to, see if we can, get that on there. Okay, we'll have more of a droplet kind of look. And then I'm just gonna drop it down again. So yeah, whenever you see videos or people doing things, I try to make my videos so that you can use things that you have. Like most people have rubbing alcohol. You probably have some sort of inks of sorts. So now if I don't have enough and I haven't really filled my paper enough, I can just try and pick up what's here, or I could add more color, but I'm just gonna try and see. Just try and pick up a bit more. That's probably good, but you can see, I don't know if you can see that these paints work quite well. I used the champagne one for this one. So it's got a nice glitter to it. So we'll let that dry. Wipe it up again. And you can see why I have the paper underneath this, just to kind of soak things up. Hi, Marcy, glad you're here. Okay, another color combo. So this one I was thinking of the sun. So I've got Mango Melody, Flirty Flamingo, and Daffodil Delight. So again, this bit of darker. So with this one, what I did the last time, we'll see. It's always going to turn out different. So you can't really expect to create a pattern of sorts, even though I tried. So since I was thinking of the sun, I went from the more pinky to the more orange and then the yellow. But you know how that works. It doesn't exactly come out that way because it all spreads around, but that's okay. I'm gonna try, no, I need gold for this one. You'll see why. I'll put it on after again. This is like the play fun. Kids would love this as long as this all washes out. I don't know about the gold part. Don't quote me on that part. But the, oops, the colors, the Stampin' Up! Colors do come out. Now, to me, it's not blended enough. So we're just gonna shake it up a little here. Maybe I'll put a little bit more alcohol. Make sure, there we go. Then we'll add our gold. I love how it kind of does that circle splotch. I wish I could put it down fast enough before it, so you could get that exact circle. Now the other thing you can do is it ends up making a really, if you don't want such a bold colors on this side, you can always use the other side because you end up getting really nice, a really nice subdued look on the other side. So there's one, and then I do have an extra piece of paper, so I'm going to sop up this extra. Don't want to waste all this beautiful color. Try and pick up some of that gold. Okay, so this, well, I'm not going to give it away. You can totally use this again. So I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to show you what you can do now. But ideally you would make more than just 3 backgrounds. Like you could make obviously if you're sopping it up properly, you would have at least 6 if you made 3 main ones and then picked up the excess. Okay, I'm going to move this and this. For these, make sure my alcohol is closed. Move this. Oh dear, now I've got a colorful. Well, you guys will know why my little doohickey is only halfway through May. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now what? Now you have these backgrounds. These ones aren't dry, so I'm not going to use these. I'm going to pull stuff out from yesterday. Or some of them might get, you can speed it up a little bit. You can take your heat tool, make sure you don't put it on 2, just on 1, and don't hold it too close because you do have alcohol in here. You don't need to set anything on fire, but you can speed it up. Like this one is, I mean, you wouldn't want to die cut it because it is a bit damp still, but they do dry pretty quick being that they're just alcohol and not water. So you can see all our pretty papers. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do is we're just going to simply use the background as is. Where did I put it? Oh my goodness, I messed up. I need another piece of paper. Shoot. Okay, hang on. All right, so let's just do this first one. which I don't have a piece of paper for, but I'm just going to show you the card because, so here's our background. This is similar to, so like I used the same colors. This is how it turned out for this one. I cut it with the Scalloped Contours dies, so that's this piece. And then these pieces are from a new suite out of the new annual catalog. It is the Season of Chic bundle. So I just used the dies. I didn't use the stamp set. So I used the flowers, and I had to have this piece because of this little waffly, it looks like, I don't know, piece of, what do you call it? Those, like a potato bag, the, not canvas, burlap, that's what I was looking for. But I used it with, so there's this distressed gold paper that comes in this suite. So that's what I cut that out of. And then I cut out my flowers, and then I just cut the thanks out of the Amazing Thanks dies. These are in the mini catalog. I'm not sure if they're in the main new catalog, but if you're looking for them, so this is just a way to use just your background, just put it in the background and then add your pieces and parts on top, however you want. And I did actually cut out the solid piece of the flower out of an extra piece of this that I had sopped up the ink with. And this is where we're going next, is that you can take your pieces of background, and they don't have to necessarily be background. They can be die cut into all sorts of fun things. So here I've got a dry piece from yesterday, but it's similar to our piece today. I just didn't have as much alcohol today. And then I decided I was still thinking ocean with this. In the brown bottle is just alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, so I just took this leaf out of this set, and I have it here somewhere. Here it is. And then now I could just stamp it with one color to get the leaf print, but I kind of wanted it to match all my colors all at once. So how do you match all your colors all at once? I don't know if you guys know this trick, but if you have a Versamark, this is my old yucky one, and I'm using my old yucky one because if it picks up some of the ink and I get it in here, I won't cry. I have one that is, well, it was nicely pristine white. I did get some color in it the other day and I cried. So I'm just using my old one. It doesn't matter what it looks like, it still works. So I have the Versamark on here, and then I'm just gonna stamp my leaf. And what the Versamark does is it gives you a watermark. So then it looks like it picks up whatever color that it's on top of. So here it's green, here it's blue, here, you know, so you don't have to match all your colors. So we'll do another one, and you can kind of pick and choose, you know, you could do flowers, you can do anything really, sky's the limits with, and it just depends on your colors. Like say if you were using this one, you could, flowers would be really pretty, or even the Whiskey Business, I think would be, or the new Brood for You, like to do the drinks and stuff. I think that would be really cool to cut out. So yeah, you just gotta get creative. And so I don't know if you can see that, but the leaves are there. They do kind of get darker as they dry, but it is a subtle, it's a subtle look. It's not crazy out there. And then of course I didn't plan for the mini, so we'll just cut out a piece of this so it fits in the mini. And then we'll take find the die for it. So these are the Artfully, Tropical Layers dies, which goes with the Artfully Layered bundle, which is what I stamped the leaf with. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is what happens when you don't put things back properly. Okay. I was in a bit of a rush getting these ready. So I had such a mess. I had to just kind of sweep everything up. I'm a messy crafter. I don't know about you guys, but when I craft, it's like a hurricane has hit. Oh, hello, Yolande. You got your times mixed up. You're even in the same time zone. You don't have to change the time. Okay, so then we just have the cutout leaf. So Yolande, this one was for you. I'm doing your Inky backgrounds die cut. I took your inspiration from the video you sent me. Okay, so then we have the leaves. Pretend I cut them all out, and then through the magic of camera, we have a finished card. So I just cut out 2 leaves, and then I cut this piece out of the same die set, Tropical Layers. Now I can't fit anything back on here, but you know, you get the idea. So I kept with the same colors. This is Balmy Blue. This is the Soft Succulent, which I don't know if I used that in here. I changed up the colors. Anyways, and then this one, I was so excited for this when the new catalog came out, and they didn't let us pre-order it on the pre-order, but I did end up ordering it when it went live. It's the new Charming Sentiments, and so it has all these fun sentiments, and then it has, so there's two layers of dies in here. It's a really big set, so you can cut out all the sentiments. So instead of fussy cutting around all your words and stuff, it does it for you. So those of you who know me, I don't love to fussy cut, and this is awesome. And then it has some fun other dies, so you can make birthday cards, you can make all sorts of stuff with just this set. If you're a new, well, I was going to say if you're new to Stampin' Up, this is great, or new to card making, this is a great set to have, except if you want to use the dies, you need a die cutting machine. But you could use the mini die cutting machine, just you don't need the big one at least. So that is card number 2, so using the backgrounds as die cuts. Next up, which I wish I had like a commercial because I need to cut a piece of paper. Give me 1 second. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking. I had a brain fart when I was doing this. Okay, so the last one that I'm going to show you is kind of the ink resist that we've done in other ways, but this one is using this inky background technique. So I have this beautiful new background stamp. It's called Tropical Hideaway. It's in the annual catalog. You're messy too, Marcy. Well, it's good to know I'm not alone. Because, yeah, you do not want to see my craft room right now. So I'm just going to put this on my Stamparatus because you can see it's a really busy stamp. So that way, if I don't get a good impression, I can just go again. So what I try to do is I try to line it up so that I know kind of where to put my paper lined up. So if I do have to stamp it again, I know where to put my paper. Because with a stamp this size, you can't, unless you had a really big piece of paper, you can't put a magnet down. So I'm just kind of cheating a little. So then next, let me just get ready. I had it out. Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to use some white embossing powder. And I've got my Versamark. You're very neat, Mike. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Seeing as I cannot stand to even go in your office. I don't know what you would be like when you're crafting. I have a feeling it wouldn't be neat. So I'm being very generous with my Versamark, but I'm not like squishing it in there, because then you'll get the Versamark on the inside and it'll just be one big mess. And I try and do it so I only have to do it once. And the nice thing with the Versamark is it usually, watch, it won't do it this time. It usually picks up your paper because it sticks, yeah. So then I have it on the back. So then you can come in, if you have a brayer, you can roll it with a brayer. If you have, so you can just make sure. And I can't find my little tweezers that I normally use when I'm embossing. Oh, they're just buried way, way below. So I'm just gonna, actually I'm gonna look first and see if there's a space I can put them without interfering too much with my picture. Okay, so then I'm gonna move this out of the way, and I'm gonna pull in my white embossing powder here. With some black speckles in it. Don't do like me and be lazy and use the same paper over and over, because then it just gets to be a mess. Try and get some back in here so we can keep going. I'm not doing very well. Okay, now I'm going to do this bottom part. And then we'll try and, it's not helping me using the tweezers right now. I usually only use the tweezers when I'm using the heat gun, because I don't like to burn my fingers, but it worked. Mess, more mess, right? Okay, I'm gonna just make sure I flick it so I don't have too much on there. Okay, make sure you sweep away your excess powder, especially if you're heating on this surface, because otherwise you're just going to stick it to the surface, which I have done, as you can see, especially when I'm on camera. Then you just take your heat tool. You guys all know how to heat emboss, or most of you anyways. For those of you that don't, this one you want it on the number 2 setting, so it's the higher setting. And then you just kind of, I usually just kind of wave it over until it gets to the point where it's hot enough to start. If you're doing a bunch, once it's hot, it goes faster. And then you're just looking for it to start getting shiny. So I don't know if you can see, there's a shiny part and the rest of it's not so shiny. So you want to keep going until it's all shiny. And with this background stamp being as detailed as it is, it'll take a bit more patience. I should have already had this done, and then I wouldn't have messed up when I was doing my backgrounds. But that is lives. They are not perfect. That's why I think I like the lives, because I can be not perfect and I don't have to worry about editing my video and trying to make it perfect. You get the bloopers, you get the lessons, you get the what not to do, which I think can be valuable. Or even if you don't learn what not to do and you do the same thing, then you don't feel like you're the only one that does those silly things. Like if I've been playing with this stuff for 15 years and I still go, oops, you know, forgive yourself. Make mistakes. It's all good. All right, I think I'm shiny everywhere. This is the fun one. Okay, I'm just gonna let it sit for a few, oh, I got a little overzealous. I don't usually do it onto here. And I obviously heated it a little too much. We're bubbling. See, again, what not to do. Okay, I'm gonna get my, where's my surface again. Oh my goodness, I really did do melted it a little. Okay, I've got my surface. This one was supposed to be my oceany colors. So I'm gonna do my Tahitian Tide, the Granny Apple, and the Balmy Blue. I think, yes. I don't think I want to change it up. I'm good with these colors, unless you guys have suggestions for others. Get the fire. Alternative. Oh, totally. And actually, it's funny because I'm doing this training right now, and one of the girls brought up that, I can't remember who she said, one of her favorite podcast guys said that, how did it go? Failing is, oh, I had it written down. Anyways, fail stands for first attempt in trying or so. I can't remember how it goes, but anyways, it's basically your first attempt is what fail stands for. So you're supposed to be able to fail. Of course, this isn't my first attempt, so I guess I can't use that one. Okay, taking out the alcohol dropper here. So this is just alcohol. There's no water. It's just rubbing alcohol. And no, Yolanda, I don't think you should use vodka. I think you had asked me one time. I'm like, I wouldn't waste real alcohol. That would be like alcohol abuse. Oh, I love those. So pretty. Okay, I think I'm going to add a bit more because there's a lot of, I see some empty spaces here and I really want it to soak things up. I should have brought a second piece of paper over, but no. And this is actually pretty cool too. You can, if you don't want to use the embossed side, it actually gives you a really cool print on the back side when you have the embossing powder on there, because the ink, or your ink doesn't soak in where the embossing powder is, because hence the resist technique. But yeah, it makes for a cool, like if you really soak it in good, you get this whole background effect. Isn't that cool? So you can see the leaves. But then if you go to this side, again, you're just gonna wanna kind of dab it with a tissue. Kind of soak up the excess, because I did make sure I had lots on there. Oh, I hate to waste this thing. I'm just gonna take a scrap. Pick that up. Ooh, that's a cool one. I'm gonna use this with the turtle. Oh my gosh, that'll be so good. Okay, so it's funny how when you get prints, you kind of like, oh, that looks like this, or oh, that looks like it would go with something else. So you can see my gold is kind of sticking, but if I add some alcohol, it'll be fine and it'll all come off. So yeah, you just want to dab it, and then you want to take a baby wipe and just give it a wipe again, because that just takes the color off of the embossing powder. So then that really stands out with your white embossing powder. You could do this with gold. You could do it with black. Oh, the gold, Yolanda. This is from that, I think I bought it with you. The Delta art store. Jacquard. Not, it's just a so it's alcohol based, so when you add it, it just kind of mixes in there. So it works. But I don't know if you were there, if you still have some of the shimmery paint, that works as well. I didn't have my gold out and I wanted gold. So I had used the gold. But yeah, you could actually, I probably should have used the frost for this one, the white frost. It'd probably look really good because it would just give it a shimmer, but then not have the unnatural gold on that. But it is what it is. It's pretty. So here's what I did with this one once it was dry. I simply cut it down a little bit, and this, oh my gosh, in love with these new, they're called Deckled rectangular dies. So it's kind of like tearing your paper, only in a perfect rectangle way. I love that they're not just straight rectangles. I don't know, they're so awesome. Love these. I had to have these the minute I saw them. Again, this is from that art, the tropical layered dies leaves that we used in the last one. And then again, this is a sentiment from that new, the Charming Sentiments stamp set with the cutouts. So isn't that cute when it cuts out all the words nicely? So that's that one. Now another background stamp that just came out, I wanted to try using it with this as well, is the, where did it go? Rays of Light. So it's the sun rays, which is why I kind of did that, the sunshiny one. So I did the sunshiny one, but I did the emboss resist with this one as well. I did it with gold embossing powder, and then I soaked it in the alcohol ink. And then I just cut out, same as the thanks from the Amazing Thanks dies in the mini catalog. And then these are an old butterfly punch from long, long ago. I don't know how long ago. And then here I used the outside of the Deckled dies, the reverse portion, I guess. I still have the inside portion to use, but I used the outside as a frame, and I put it on there. So you can do it, you can do that resist with any background, and it doesn't even have to be a background. I didn't get a chance to do it. But I thought this new Good Feelings set from the annual catalog, sending sunshine and good feelings your way, like that's big. It would take up like a good portion of it. So you could do something like that. Also with your embossing powder, and then put the ink on. And then you could just plop like one flower or one little thing on the corner, and you're good. So, I think that is all the pieces I had for today. Yes, hopefully that inspires you to get playing with your inks and alcohol. Don't drink your alcohol, play with the alcohol. And here are the cards one more time. And if you have a large wish list out of this new annual catalog, or if you still need a copy of the new annual catalog, please let me know. Anyone who is my customer, I have sent them catalogs, but if you are interested and would like one, let me know. And don't forget, till the end of May, if you want to join my team, great deals. It's lots of fun. If you have any questions about it, ask me, let me know. I just remembered, I forgot to check, did anybody get Paper Pumpkin this month? There's supposed to be a gold, there's a bunch that have gold tokens in them, or like a gold ticket, and you get a free shopping spree. And I opened mine up yesterday. I don't think I got one. I don't know if I have to open it all the way, but I really love the sentiments, and then I was looking at I didn't really pay attention. I kind of wanted it for the possibility of a free shopping spree, and then I totally forgot. So I don't know if it's possibly inside of here. I don't think so. I think it would have just been in the paper, and it wasn't. But so hopefully if you guys get Paper Pumpkin, let me know if you get a free shopping spree in yours. That would be exciting. But yeah, I'm excited to play with this one. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Those of you who are in club is tomorrow. You ordered it, but which one did you order? Well, now you can just go back and watch the video. Willy Wonka Paper Pumpkin. Totally. That's what it totally reminded me of. Yeah. So, where was I going? Oh, club. Tomorrow, I put out a poll to see if you guys wanted daytime instead of evening. It just depends who wants to participate live. Because if you're just going to watch the replay, it doesn't matter when I do it. But like I thought Marcy and Sherry might want to be able to attend since we've only done one during the day. So if any of you can come during the day instead of in the evening, maybe we can do it in the daytime. Yeah, I think a bunch of people still need to order for club still, but that's okay. You can order, you can wait till after club. You can, as long as it's done by Friday, you're good. So if you want to wait for some inspiration from the cards that we do or something, it's totally up to you. But with the new annual catalog being out, I'm sure it's not hard to choose something out of there. So yeah, so we'll see some of you guys tomorrow. Otherwise, some of you will be next Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week and take care. Bye.